So this week's topic of Amuna Mondays was passing over your emotions. And I wanted to do something revolving around the holiday of Pesach. And I was like, honestly, Pesach is filled with a bunch of crazy scenarios. And you'd think like, oh, if anything, they should be like the nation that's filled with the most Amuna, because everything was shown to them, the 10 plagues, the open-handed miracles were non-stop, the splitting of the sea, and yet they still found themselves sinning, or doubting God. And we look back at it like, oh, if any of that happened, I would have never done such a thing. But the truth is, we really can't judge another person. One, we're not in their position, and only by us looking back, we're summing it up and being like, oh, this is the effects of all this stuff. But at the end of the day, they went through it. We have to also understand that they were victims all their life. A massive part of that generation was slaves for majority, if not all of their lives. So when the whole aspect of leaving comes into play, yeah, there's a lot more than just leave. They were instilled in it. And an example we brought up was like an elephant. An elephant is a massive creature, and yet if you look and see how they're contained, it's literally a rope in the ground, like in a stake in the ground, just boom, stuck. Yet this elephant's 5 tons or whatever they are, and they can easily just lift up that rope. But yet when they were children, when they were like babies, it was instilled in their head that if you touch the rope, you get hit. You touch the rope, you get... Eventually, even when they grew up, they're still locked in with that mentality of, if I touch the rope, I'm getting hit, despite the fact that they can take the hit and deal so much more damage. So that's just one example, one of many examples of the reality of a victim mentality. And the beautiful thing is, in this holiday, is that we can clearly see that Hashem understands it. Hashem understands that what you're going through, and He doesn't want you just holding it in. He doesn't want you holding it in. He wants you to pass over your emotions to Him. When things are too much, give it over. But at the same time, when things are not too much and things are going amazing, include Him in it. Cut Him a piece and let Him get some. Because at the end of the day, He was there throughout the whole journey with you. And it's one of those things that when things are going well, we tend to overlook God. And when things are negative or something bad happens, we find ourselves looking up to God and honestly venting. Or be like, what the hell, or this, that. It steers us away from Him. But if anything, that's exactly what He wants, just not the steering away part. Turn up to Him, look up, and let it go. Be like Hashem and reach out to Him, and He's right there. You have to understand, He's went through the whole entire journey. It's like you're looking up a mountain and being like, oh man, Hashem, please help me. Pray for the energy to get up there. And once you get up there, you're jumping and celebrating. You're doing the whole Rocky dance, and you're not even acknowledging the fact that Hashem was with you throughout that whole entire journey. How would that, how would that feel? So it's one of those things that you just have to soak in and understand that when things are going well, factor in Hashem as well. And when things are bad, toss it to Hashem. Regardless of which way it's going in life, acknowledge and recognize Hashem. And you'll see how, one, He can flip the scenario and get you out of it. Or two, He can maintain it. Let's say you're in a really happy state of mind and you're a happy place in life. He can maintain the fact that you just keep having it. You keep enjoying the moments and this and that. Instead of, you're forgetting about God. He's going to rock your world because He just wants you to acknowledge Him. You know what I mean? And then the sad truth is, when things hit the fan, we tend to look up to God and at least acknowledge, even if it's a negative acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is still what He's searching for. So at the end of the day, whatever you're going through, acknowledge God. Factor in God into the equation. Whatever the equation is, because He's the answer to every single problem. Every problem is the answer is God. Whether you're going through something financially, relationship, family, mentally, physically, anything, literally just factor in Hashem. And that's what this entire entire holiday is literally about, is the fact that he's instilled it so much in us. But yeah, at the end of the day, the ones that didn't want to leave after everything, Hashem didn't embarrass them and put them on blast and be like, oh my gosh, look at these people. If anything, he froze them in Choshech, the darkness plague, and they were completely dark. The point was that Hashem didn't want to out them and be like, whoa, Johnny, is that you? Oh my gosh, you didn't believe in Hashem. You know what I mean? He completely covered them up. Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's disappointing, but at the end of the day, he understands what a person's going through and that they couldn't make that leap. And that's totally understandable. With every person handles things differently. And we have to now go into life, instead of looking at people and judging them. Honestly, something I'm trying to do and trying to bring it to more awareness around it is, instead of judging people, look at people and honestly pray for them. Just pray for them. Because a prayer can cause no harm. A prayer does not hurt somebody. It's like, oh, I prayed for them and it didn't work out. It was bad. That's not how it works. Like, that's literally not how prayer works. The way prayer would work is literally extra. Add it on. It's like, you know what? This happened to you, this and this and this and this. Or I'm looking at this person and I'm totally misreading the scenario completely. And I'm, instead of judging him and being like, why is this person doing this, I'll just pray for them. Be like, you know, Hashem, I really hope you guide this person. Or I really hope, even if he doesn't need the quote-unquote guidance for that specific thing, guidance in general doesn't hurt somebody, especially God's guidance. So instead of looking and judging people, open your mind to just open your mouth and pray for them. Even have them in mind, because the power of prayer is so deep, it goes insane. Is that you're going to make this prayer with this person in mind, that I'm only making this prayer for this person. You'll be shocked as the effect that it has. So going into this holiday, I really hope that we can stop overlooking Hashem and honestly acknowledging Hashem even when times are good, as well as look at our fellow Jew and fellow anybody and not judge them, because again, who are we to judge? And look at them, and if you really feel like oh my gosh, this person is doing something that they're not supposed to do, or they need help, at the end of the day, pray for them. Have them in mind in your prayers, because you'd be so shocked as far as to how far that would go. So hope you have a great week. Chag Sameach. And we'll see you guys, B'ezrat Hashem, right after Pesach. Hope everyone has a good one.